Hi, and welcome back to another episode of the History of Fan Anime. I am your host, William Chow, and today, after the ending of SakuraCon 2017, I thought maybe it might be a good idea to make an episode going over some convention stories. Okay, so this is one of these nice sort of light storytelling episodes, and maybe I'll have a little bit of show and tell. On this particular episode, I'm not gonna have actually a lot to show because I'm gonna go over some of the things that I went to get autographs and things and whatnot for that I actually gave to other people rather than keeping myself. So I obviously don't have a lot of those things anymore, but I can go over some of the stories about that. Okay, so being kind of new on the anime scene and doing a lot of these fan subs, going to conventions to meet people and to deliver some of the fan subs to some of the CFO groups so they can use it at their meetings became a pretty popular thing. So also, at these conventions, the bringing of famous people and famous manga artists or illustrators or even voice actor people became a really popular thing. And so one of the first stories that I've encountered was meeting Kenichi Sonoda. Now, he's the person that does Bubblegum Crisis and Golf Force and and other types of anime that happened in the early years when anime first got started in North America here. So it was Anime Expo. 1990, so a year before something called AnimeCon 91. Okay, and what they did is they decided to set up a little promotional booth at the con, and they decided to invite Kenichi Sonoda to show up and to do some talks and try to promo and get some interest in this new quote anime con. Now, remember again, at this time, there weren't really any anime-only conventions in sort of a large scale. Everything is they piggybacked off of a sci-fi con or in this case a comic convention. They put a small segment of it of anime, and so in this case, they decided, okay, we're going to try to make this new convention, which is all anime based, and so they're basically trying to get some memberships and get some interest up by bringing them to this convention. So here I am walking down this aisle, and notice that that these guys are setting up this booth, and there's this Japanese artist sitting there. And again, at this time, I didn't know what Kenichi Sonoda looked like. It's not like we had the internet to Google pictures of him or type in Kenichi Sonoda in Google and hit images and then see what he actually looks like. There wasn't anything like that. You had to have known him to be in a magazine or something for you to know what he actually looks like. So in talking and because we're trying to get some information about this thing called Anime Con 91. The person that said, "Oh yeah, it's Kenichi Sonoda's here, and he's going to be doing some sketches, so he can do autographs and sketches." And I said, "Okay, great, stand in line and wait for him to finish setting up the table and get him set up and whatever." And again, at this time, only 10, 15 people are in line, so it's a pretty good chance that you get something done. Now, of course, the problem is that at this time, it's very, very impromptu. So virtually nobody online really had autograph boards or these frameable things like that. So a lot of people were just totally caught off guard. But fortunately, someone in line had one of their art sketchbooks. Okay, and he was nice enough to tear off and give me a page. For me to do my for I can get Kenichi Sonoda to do a sketch for me. So he's working away and they're doing sketches and that kind of stuff. And at this time I did pull up my camera, which is not a digital camera, mind you. It's still a point and shoot using negative, and then I have to take it home and then develop it on take it to a place and have them develop it type of film camera. Okay, so I didn't take lots of pictures, but I mean I did take a few, and so I'm thinking, okay, what kind of picture should I get him to draw? This is good. I mean, I like Bulb Crisis. I think I like Golf Force more. But I really didn't have something in mind that I really wanted. But I knew my translator Daisuke. He was a big Golf Force fan, and his favorite character was Caddy. Okay, because he doesn't like all the main characters. He kind of like what's the offshoot kind of character. So I thought, okay, Caddy. All right, sure. So I figured, okay, why don't I get a picture? Get him to draw a picture of Caddy, and then I'll give it to Daisuke as a mental gift, right? And so I thought that was a good idea. So here I'm in line. Ends up being I'm the next one in line. Okay, he's doing a sketch for somebody ahead of me, and then all of a sudden this guy, one of the organizers, kind of puts his arm in front of me like this sort of thing, and like okay, and he's making sort of motion of this is going to be the cutoff line, and I'm thinking, oh my God, is he gonna like cut off the line like when I'm the next person? I mean, don't you hate being that person where you're standing in line for something and some guy volunteer comes in front of you and sticks his arm in front of you and goes, okay, yeah, line gets cut off right here, go away, type of thing, right? And like, so I'm sitting there going, God damn it, you better not so no, but he goes, puts his line, and says, okay, this is the cutoff line here. We're taking a little too long. We're gonna run out of time, so it's gonna be only head shot and up. So basically, I guess at this time he's been spending a lot of time doing like kind of full body kind of drawings, and now he just he wants to speed things up. So he's telling I guess they're gonna kind of try to make things a little quicker. So kind of like shoulder and up sketches, please. Okay, so that's all right. Okay, whatever, fine. So I'll see it something. I'm standing here. Give me something. I'm next one in line. Okay, so fine. Okay, I'm good. So I'll stick with the Caddy, and then I thought, okay, well yeah, do I want a regular Caddy and whatever. So I thought, I bet you Daisuke would love a picture of Caddy in like a standard, a Sailor Furuku, kind of school uniform, kind of outfit. Okay, I thought, oh, okay, yeah, I can do that. And even if it's not a full body shot, from the shoulder up, you can see the the flannel flaps, and that'd be cool. Okay, great. So okay, my turn comes up, and I put out, and I ask him like. And I basically just said, Caddy in Sailor Furuku, which is the actual uniform, and he kind of looks up and kind of goes, kind of gives that kind of smile to me, kind of thing. I didn't think much of it, but he knew sort of like, oh, okay, I know what you mean, yeah. And kind of a little grin, kind of lift lip kind of thing, going, yeah, okay, yeah, all right. And so he starts drawing it and that kind of stuff. And later on, and speculation has it that he's has a little bit of a lolly complex. So I get it. That's probably why he gave me that kind of little bit of a grin. I didn't actually even know that, but so anyway. I guess he's also refreshed by the fact that I'm asking for a character that's a little bit off the norm, because I'm sure he's drawing lots of Prisses and he's drawing lots of Luffy's and that kind of stuff, because those are more quote mainstream characters. But finally he gets one of the like Caddy, and so he's drawing this picture, and he's just he's going all out, and before I even realized and noticed it, he actually went past the shoulder and he continued drawing the actual school uniform, right? Because he's even though that they were supposed to do the cutoff, he kept going and he kept drawing the whole school uniform and kept the skirt really short and and things like that. So I was like, okay, all right, no, right? I'm not gonna complain, but so he did that and he signed it. and I basically thanked him, and it's like, basically that picture, of course I don't have anymore. I gave that to Daisuke in appreciation for all the work that he's done, because as without him, you people won't have the translations that you did for things like Golf Wars, Orange Road, Maison Ikkaku, Pat Labor, hell, things like Miracle Girls, Hime-chan's Ribbon, Red Red Cha-Cha, all those types of shows he translated. So I mean, again, I owe him a lot, and so this is just one of the small things I can do for him at that time. So definitely, Daisuke got this gift from Kenichi Sonata for me. So that's my Kenichi Sonata story from San Diego Comic-Con this time for AnimeCon 91. That's my Kenichi Sonata story. And when I was going through the different booths at the San Diego Comic-Con, the female actress for that series was there. And again, they were doing autograph sessions and that kind of stuff. Again, the line wasn't very long, so I figured, okay, what the hell? I know he likes the show. I'll get her to sign something for Daisuke, right? And so they have at this time a pretty typical thing is that if you want like a photograph or something, it was $20, and and then they'll sign it for you. So I said, okay, sure, here's $20. Just pick the sort of group shot of the Thunderbird crew, and then give it to her, and she decided and saying, "Oh, can you?" So what I did, I said, "Oh, can you make it to Daisuke, right?" And what's really funny is that I thought, okay, Daisuke, it's a pretty common Japanese name, and then she starts writing this word, writing something, a character, which I assumed was Daisuke, but then I guess she stopped, or one of the translations stopped, and I guess they realized that Daisuke can be written different ways, I guess, right? Even though it's a relatively famous Japanese name, because there's quite a few like for example pictures that have the name Daisuke in them. So I thought, okay, it should be easy. But then I guess they realized that there's different ways to write that. So anyway, so here I have this photograph that has a slight that has a two what I guess is Daisuke. But then they point out that I guess it could be spelt a different way and written a different way. So they said, okay, well, we'll redo that. So they ended up taking it and tossing that picture, giving me a new one, and ended up they had that write out the word Daisuke in English, because I guess they didn't know which way Daisuke was actually spelled. And I personally actually don't know how it's actually written in Japanese either. So I got one that says to Daisuke, and then she signs it up, right underneath her spot in the photograph. And so basically, there we go. And I've given that picture to Daisuke as a gift as well. So that's another one of the autograph funny stories that I have. Okay. For that. Now you notice that a lot of these stories that I'm telling are from the San Diego Comic-Con. And again, a lot of our trips. That's not the only convention I go to, but we did with these long week-long road trips, which allowed us to hit several conventions and also hit all these different anime places in California in this big long road trip that we used to do. We've done a couple of them. We invite different people. We get like again, that's a different story. I don't want to get into like the actual con going stories. Maybe we'll say that for another episode. Again, you want to hit subscribe, hit like, and then that way you get the notification when I post these new episodes, that you can get to them and watch them. Okay, so again, in another story, we'll talk about convention like stories. But today, I just want to stick with autographs and funny things with autographs. Okay, so I'm at San Diego Comic-Con, and we're going through Artist Alley here. Okay, and one of the big things that happens during this anime craze is that all these other comic companies and everybody and the movie companies and that kind of stuff are all trying to jump onto this anime craze, because they figure, okay, people are getting into anime. If we, even if they're not doing anime normally, they try to make it anime so that maybe some people will buy some stuff. So one of the common things that they did in the comic book industry is, even though the comic is not really a quote, anime comic, if they got someone to draw maybe the cover, or get that artist that's an anime artist to come in and draw their comic in an anime form, then they maybe be able to make some more sales. So one of the comics that did this was Gen 13. Okay, that it's made by different various artists and that kind of stuff, and they're in different renditions. But in this particular issue, they made they have their regular Gen 13, but they also had what they refer to as alternate covers. So it's the same comic, but it has different covers on the front. One sort of like what the regular one, and then there's one sort of like what the anime one, and and maybe there's a live action one or something like goofy like that, or deviant art version or whatever. Anyway, so I like collecting these alternate covers because because the anime artwork looked kind of cool and really neat, and I don't really care so much about the comic inside sometimes. Gen 13 wasn't really one of my favorite comics. I really didn't care about the characters, or and a lot of times the drawings were pretty well, shall we say, Americanized, if you will. But this wasn't an anime style, right? But they had this nice anime artwork. So I'm walking along, and what I guess they refer to as is what commonly known as the artist alley, where basically artists put out various different versions of the work, and then they make themselves available for sketches or autographs, and they can sell their own stuff or whatever, right? So I'm walking up to this thing, and I see this Gen 13 sort of anime cover, and I remembered it because that's one of the ones I just bought maybe a month or so earlier. Okay, so I come up to the guy's table and say, "Oh, right on, you got that issue of Gen 13. I really love that issue. The cover is just great. It's a great job." And then he goes, "Oh, okay, yeah, great. So what did you think of the story?" And I kind of went. Oh, yeah, well, I didn't really, I'm not really a big fan of Gen 13. I don't really care about the story so much, but the artwork's really good, so that's why I decided to buy that, buy that one. It's great cover work, right? And then it's sort of like, it's like, and I sort of kind of got something kind of weird vibe from him, so I kind of walked away at that time, which is probably a good idea, because if I kept, staying there too long and he, trying to, flog his questions, he probably would have jumped over the table and strangled me, because I later found out that he was the artist for the comic inside the Gen 13. He wasn't responsible for the cover for that issue of Gen 13. So here I am going, yeah, I don't really care about the artwork. Yeah, like Gen 13 kind of sucks, and I don't, that artwork, like, yeah, whatever. But the cover, the cover is really good. And I'm talking to the guy who does the stuff that's inside, and he said, if I probably consider continue the conversation any longer, he probably jumped over the table and throttled me. About that one, it's great cover work, right? And then it's sort of like, it's like, and I sort of kind of got something kind of weird vibe from him, so I kind of walked away at that time, which is probably a good idea, because if I kept staying there too long and he, trying to, flog his questions, he probably would have jumped over the table and strangled me, because I later found out that he was the artist for the comic inside the Gen 13. He wasn't responsible for the cover for that issue of Gen 13. So here I am going, yeah, I don't really care about the artwork. Yeah, like Gen 13 kind of sucks, and I don't, that artwork, like, yeah, whatever. But the cover, the cover is really good. And I'm talking to the guy who does the stuff that's inside, and he said, if I probably consider continue the conversation any longer, he probably jumped over the table and throttled me. So. That's sort of my funny little story that I had with the Gen 13 guy. But when you get into these alternate covers and that kind of stuff, you gotta be careful. Yes, sometimes the artwork is not exactly the same as the person actually drawing the one on the front cover. It might be misleading, because you might be talking to the guy who actually does the stuff on the inside, not the outside. So that's a lesson to be learned there. yeah, just in case someone comes over the table and throttles you, you'll know why. Also, when I was at San Diego Comic-Con, one of the big popular, this is not really an answer, but I'll tell it anyway because it's kind of cute. One of the popular things that was going on at this time, which was a big craze, is the whole entire vampire thing. And I'm referring to Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Okay? It's a popular thing. I wasn't really a big fan of that either, but because it's one of the newer series, and I didn't, I like Michelle Go's work, so I figured, okay, well, I've got the DVD box for 1 and 2. I'll just pull the sleeves off of the DVD covers, and I'll bring the sleeves down, and if I get a chance to get an autograph or whatever, I'll get them to autograph my DVD sleeve. And thought, okay, sure, whatever. So, opportunities, of opportunities. In the autograph section, because they have a different, because of the lineups and everything, they have a different autograph section at the San Diego Comic-Con. And I guess somehow they lined it up so that 8 of the people that are in Buffy the Vampire Slayer were all going to be at this location in a row at this one table. They're supposed to be doing some sort of fundraising thing or whatever. But you put in your like $5 or whatever, and you can get something, one thing signed by all 8 of these people that are in Buffy. Okay, sure, they're not like your A-listed characters, but they're all side characters and that kind of stuff. And so if you're interested in getting that, you could do that. So I go, sure, I'll get mine, and then I'll get my DVD sleeve signed by all these different people from Buffy, right? Now, it sounds kind of it's kind of pretty cool if you are a Buffy person that likes to collect that kind of memorabilia and get that sort of thing. So I'm in line, I get there, and basically you get up to the table, you put your thing down, and one person signs it, they pass to the next person signs something on it, the next person, and they kept going all the way down the row. Now, I'm going to tell you my funny little story, and I'm not going to name names, okay? And the only way I'm going to say is, if you find a picture of this panel where there's these 8 guys all lined up, and you get down the line, so I'm going down the line, and the very last guy, I'll say guy because he's the guy, very, very last guy, going down along the row, and I get to the last guy, okay? And at this time, the front cover of my Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the DVD box 1, is pretty full. They filled it up around the outside, and Michelle is still right in the center. Okay, guy comes up and he goes, okay, you're running out of room on this DVD cover, which is true, because everyone's sort of signed around the outside and all that kind of stuff. But he goes, can I sign? So he goes, so you're kind of running out of room here. Can I sign on top of Sarah's face, right? And I said, well, sure, go for it, whatever, right? And with his, kind of over-exaggerated signature, he kind of went over her face a couple times, left and right and up and down sort of thing. And it's like, it's just sort of, kind of under his breath and kind of loud enough for everyone to hear. It's like, yeah, I hate her. Sort of thing. So, if you want to know who it is, and someone's got a picture of that thing of San Diego Comic Con where 8 people are taking autographs, it's the guy at the very end. Okay, and that's all I'm going to say. All right. So, that's not all for that story. So I'm going to continue. So I got 8 of these people signed on there, but no, I don't have the Sarah's signature or Angel's, but. Later on, at the con, the character does Angel also was doing this huge, panel, and she opened up for questions and whatnot. And she opened up and goes, "Oh, questions? Anyone want any questions?" Some guy at the front goes, puts up his hand, and goes, "Will you be signing autographs at the end of the session, right?" And she goes, "Yeah, sure." And of course, her handlers are going, no. And it's like, then I guess it's, after she said, she was like, oh my God. And like, so then, basically they had to kind of, speed it up and kind of end it. And then they kind of basically kind of cued a line and they got some people to go there. So I got in there. But unfortunately, I got the hand get put in front of you and said, okay, the line stops here, go away, that type of thing, right? So I could have had her if I, got in line earlier and all that kind of stuff, and maybe sat closer to the actual area where they did that, but no. So that's that. So yeah, so that is my Buffy the Vampire Slayer autograph thing. With San Diego. So while I'm at San Diego Comic Con, again, I do have several of my helpers and that kind of stuff who help me at Arctic Animation do everything from fan subbing and timing and that kind of stuff. Daisuke, of course, does lots of translations. Warren asked me for a Usagi no Jimbo piece of something signed. Okay. And so again, going through all the different booths, he made himself Stan makes himself available, and so okay, all right, so go out there, and they had a calendar available that you could buy, and if you bought it from him, then he would sign it for you. So I said, okay, I got the calendar, and he's about to sign it. Now, of course, it wasn't particularly thinking. Straight, maybe lacking sleep, or just running on adrenaline, which you usually do. I was thinking, okay, this calendar, it's all shrink wrapped because I'm buying it new. It's all shrink wrapped and everything. I better tell him to take the plastic off, because if he just signs the plastic and then Warren goes to split the plastic off, then there goes the autograph, right? So. Of course, I open my big mouth and say, "Oh yeah, don't forget to take off the plastic." Okay, and he's he's sitting down, doing this, and his wife is standing right beside him, and she kind of goes, and he looks at me and goes, "Yeah, I don't think my husband's that stupid." like to me, it's like, okay, just a ooh. And so they split the top of it, and he signs the signature, and I told him, to Warren, right? So to Warren, that's your Usagi no Jimbo story for that particular calendar. I'm sure you don't have the calendar hanging on the wall anymore, but there we go. That's a little a funny crab at that. The last story I want to get in to San Diego Comic Con is Kiyomiya. All right. Now, when he came to the con, the big thing for him was Dark Angel. Oh, he had a lot, but what he's primarily known for is the manga for Dark Angel, and of course he's known for like Silent Mobius, the anime. But at this time, he was also doing collaborations with DC Comics, because he did this kind of like the anime rendition of Batman for them. So he was all over the place at this con, okay? And as a result, he was very, very accessible, okay? So if you missed him at one location, for example, you couldn't catch him doing the say an autograph session for his Batman comic over at the DC Comics terminal, then you can catch him at the at a different table for manga, okay, for the Dark Horse manga of his Dark Angel, that kind of stuff, okay. And if you couldn't catch him there, then he was selling a line of figurines and stuff, and so you can meet him at that table. And sort of like, well, if again, one of the type of things what I did was like, if I bought a set of these Dark Angel figurines, would you autograph them? And he goes, sure, all right, here you go, $20, $30, whatever, just take it away, yep. And he's signed them all, whatever. It's like, okay, great, yeah. So, and then of course he was also available for a lot of sketches. And again, both like me and Victor, we both got quite a few, numerous number of sketches on different occasions from him. For different various characters. I mean, I particularly like things like Compiler. Assault Moments, of course, is very good. These are all good things. So again, I don't think nowadays, autograph and manga artists and that kind of stuff are as easy and as accessible as they were in the past. And I guess in general, celebrities aren't that accessible anymore as they were in the past. And again, I'll get into more great stories of shall I say, run-ins with convention people, including my run-in with Chekhov, run-in with almost basically backed into him. I actually almost backed into Mr. Luke Skywalker himself before his entourage flagged me down, and there's that also ties into the Lou Ferrigno story of mine as well. Again, I also mentioned probably my favorite convention autograph story and encounter was with Akimi Takara when she was doing her autograph sessions and things at Anime America. Again, I already made a mention of that in my in a previous panel about art books and CDs. I made mention of that as well because I have the Orange Road Memorial box set memorial book signed from that CD box set. So again, those are just some of the stories. Again, you want to hit subscribe, and it's that way you'll get notifications of when those episodes come out, and you can also go backwards and check out the episodes that I already put on this particular topic. Okay. If you want to reach me, again, you can hit like and subscribe to continue getting more episodes of this, and to see the backlog of episodes, because they lead the base for the future episodes that we're doing. As well, there's my website below where you can hit the contact information. You can email me suggestions, ideas, maybe tell me your stories, and maybe hopefully remember some of my other stories related to that as well. Okay. The other way you can subscribe is that I like wearing ball caps, and you can send me a ball cap, and I'll say a shout out to a player on the team, and give you a shout out to your team there. And today I'm wearing the Toronto Blue Jays. And the player that I'm giving a shout out to today is going to be Joe Carter, the outfielder. Now, as Tom Cheek said after his very famous home run in the 1993 World Series against the Phillies, game-winning and series-winning home run.
And the Blue Jays have repeated as World Series champions. Touch them all, Joe. You'll never hit a bigger home run in your life.
Bigger home run, okay? So I thought, touch them all, okay? So that could be a good thing, especially if you're talking like RPGs and that kind of stuff. Get all those touchstones. But I think I'm going to take this another way. I'm going to go touch them all. I'm going to think of a series called Sister Princess, okay? So here we have a guy named Wataru, and he finds out that he has 12 sisters. Yes, and so in many different episodes, going over the different uses of the word brother. Okay, because as you know, there's different honorifics depending on age and relationship to you. So basically, if you want to get into a series with a lot of, shall we say, inappropriate and appropriate relationships for siblings, there we go. Sister Princess. Okay, that's my suggestion. All right. And if you want to make it hentai, go for it. Okay. So, until next time, see you.